told him at noon exactly, didn't I? I told him at noon exactly, didn't I?
I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few... Ooh, that's a pretty one.
Come on then, Lexi. Lay up.
Did you see them, miss? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself? They were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. The divine order's all that stands between everything you see and a void Woken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all. Believe it or don't. The divine order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves.
Take that on, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
I will not.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
What you after? Get bent.
A grin cracks her stony face.
Sure thing.
You filthy cunt chewer.
Have you cud?
Disgusting. Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft. Disgusting like threats.
Right, God. Will you quit dragging this on? Take that on, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
I will not.
Come on then, Lexi. Lay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, it's all the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filthy cunt chewer.
Have you cud?
Disgusting. Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft. Disgusting like threats.
Great God. Will you quit dragging this on? Take that on, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something?
You push you. I want only bread.
Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know. and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove off.
Ain't that hard, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't feel so good.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, toast the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth.
Is that indigestion or is it...
Cud chewer.
Oh God, not now.
Have your cud.
Disgusting. Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft. Disgusting like threats.
Grave God. Will you quit dragging this on? Ain't that hard, Lexi.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for protection, no exceptions. Especially not for elves. Griff's orders.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp. You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't want to fit in.
You gonna pray all day, buddy? Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy? all day, buddy?
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Stay down, you!
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? I saw you fall. We all did. Thought you were done for. When we get out of this place, I owe you a pint. So you managed to swim to safety, is that it? What about when you were in the water? Didn't hear anything unusual, did you? I heard the same thing! Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre, but I wouldn't bet money on it. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I was just thinking the same sort of thing. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if... when push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? smells fine. So we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness. Do not doubt that he will come into his powers at any moment, and then he shall ascend.
I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart?
Farah, a fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
Known her all my life. Her little girl Irma, too. Farah was a straight shooting woman in those days, but now she's madder and a cuckoo and twice as loud.
I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart?
Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers, killed by a void woken she was. Been dead and buried for a month now. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy. And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I?
Irma? Where are you, darling? Please. Please. You must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. She was here. I only turned away for a moment. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger to help me find her. Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken, and it's time to come home. That's what I call her. My little chicken.
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here? You are an angel. Truly you are.
I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue chest to this round.
What of it? Yeah, what of it?
Ah, grab it in your gobblers, the both of you.
She's Come on, old man. God. I can't wait all day.
No, just because the pair of you are filthy cheating liars don't mean I can't beat ya.
A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy.
Right hand, fine, creature. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
That's it. Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat.
Quite the hand, Freshie. Unfortunately, 2 is less than 5, and that's how many purples I've got. I reckon that makes me the winner. I'll be having your fee then. Blaming a bloke you just met for your misfortune, are ya? Ease off, or I'll go ahead and double what you owe. Simmer down or I'll tack on a battle axe tax. Now pay up. Go on then. Whatever pennies you've got in your pocket ain't worth my breath. But don't you go telling Griff I was soft on you. Another inmate, but you wouldn't guess it. Runs this place like he's Dallas herself. Shouldn't be too hard to find him in the kitchen. He may even have work for a strong back like yours.
I can barely even catch my breath. How is it possible? 1 minute you're in the garden in the sun, the next you're here.
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make space.
What of him? Yeah, what of him? You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one. Oh, noble. But after the Magisters take you all, your nobility will have been for nothing. Good luck with your friends, though. Enjoy your last days in good company, won't you?
Dust. 50 bucks of tears old. Make your engine rust.
What's up, God?
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Are you interested? Believe whatever you want. This may be your only chance at leaving this place. Take it or don't. Oh, no. Good luck with you.
That's what happened, isn't it?
Bleeding snake.
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not her, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you. Bastard.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Don't feel too bad. Fella had no decency. If you don't have that, you don't have anything to live for. Maybe they're onto something then. Maybe we do belong here.
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lines up another nail and hammers it into the panel.
Make the hinges rust.
Them that pay the bills, of course. I'll be a rich man when you're 6 feet under. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really. This is no time for idle chit-chat. Later. Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. Whomever wants me out of the picture will have to do a lot better if they seek to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. Ah, your tongue is not my tongue. Elves speak of here and now, not then and when. These words strike us strangely. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, you agree? I am very curious. So tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. I see it in your shoulders, the weight you carry. I hope your wish comes true. Take this rope. It is a gift. It is common, but it helps you lift burdens. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather.
You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
Maybe you ought to give those companions of yours another chance. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Maybe they mean something to you after all. Easy enough.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, most certainly. I brought my own share of knowledge with me from the get-go. No sense in keeping it all to myself.
Patience, Mal.
Don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of... Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for them to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunk Stefan once dragged home for a pet. Joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you too. A family recipe. One of Felix's best. He'd be happy to know it went to such a warm soul. Take care of yourself. You hear? You're a sweet one.
Tides in, fan out, fan in again.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship.
Ah! Got two of my own, haven't I?
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I... loosened her up.
You get a good look at the hearty fellow, broad as a hull and sunburned from all sides. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. No, but I'd hoped to build something with it that would be worth 1,000. Yeah, it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Eh, now, it's quite a nice-sized place, actually. Play your cards right and I'll invite you for the summer. I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. Then it's settled. Capital! Aye. But it seems you've no room for old Beast in your clan now. You come find me when I
eat so much.
You're about to ask your question, but you catch yourself. This could turn into a messy confrontation, and there are too many witnesses about.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a grovelling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudene leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this stingtail fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with but to keep it, I must find a second dream. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much dreaming.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
Hey, dear girl, why mar your beauty with my silly old name? Say, but don't I know you? That face and that cheek.
Something suddenly dawns on Stingtail, and he goes quite pale.
Confound my drug-addled brain, it is... she. You're she. The Master's chosen. Why do you seek me? Am I? Am I being stupid? Think, Stingtail, think. The scar. That is why you seek me. I was made to weave it. They forced my hand. I never had a wish to blemish you, enslave you. I would undo it if I could. Oh, I surely would. I surely would. But I cannot. Only the Master. Only the Master can. But I don't know. How could I? The Master finds. He is never found. You must know that.
Stingtail writhes in your grip as he gapes at you with fear-smothered eyes, his voice a pitiful wheeze through his tightened throat.
Please, I don't know the whereabouts of the Master.
Your nails dig deep, and Stingtail's blood flows copiously, as if eager for release, but he doesn't speak a word. This time, he hisses loudly, the sharpness of the pain getting the better of him.
No! Stop! The wolves! The lone wolves! They may know about the Master. The Master, he's been using lone wolf mercenaries ever since your escape. You vanished, so he needed others to do his bidding. They may know where he is. Lone wolves need to be paid in person. They may know where he is. Who would know? Who would know? Must be Griff. Yes, Griff knows. I assure you. He's over yonder in the kitchen. The cook, the celery man, the butcher man. But he knows things. If there's wolves on the prowl, Griff will have caught their scent. I've told you all. Told you all I can. Have mercy, fair lady. Have mercy.
Stingtail stands before you, a broken mess, quivering with fear and pleading miserably to spare his life.
This is no time for idle chit-chat. A flippant tongue and a fleeting life. Is that all you've left?
His grip is like a snare. The harder you struggle, the tighter it grows. You're actually beginning to worry. Your kick lands right where you wanted it to. Red Prince staggers back, wincing, but the fury in his eyes remains undiminished.
Just tell me why. There will be a reckoning, Sabine. Killing gives you too much comfort. You'll be your own needle, you'll see.
The tip of his tail starts to wag.
It's no use anyway.
The dog tentatively sniffs the offering, then grabs it between its teeth and swallows it.
You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her. Emmy was always the smart one. I guess that's why they took her and not me. Nope, haven't smelled her either. She was real bright, you know. Had the best sniffer you've ever seen. Say, hey, let me show you something.
Good find.
Key? What key? Oh, the key! If you find out where it leads. If you see Emmy, tell her I miss her. Not too far from here, but she was taken by a guy in a white robe who's not seen lots of dogs, and also a little like dead people. He dragged her, and I think I love you.
Save his spirit to fight the Reaper. Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Why, look at that. just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? And old Dean here'd thank you too if he could. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Can't talk now.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white flowers. His panting breath slows.
Darling, dear. Dear, darling child. Hello, Yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
The creature clenches the plant tightly. His breath quickens. He seems liable to lunge at you at the drop of a pin.
You wouldn't understand. A father's pride, a father's love.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, part of me, name of Migo. Thank you. Pretty, pretty, pretty.